Hey, Mark. Hi. This is Tori Chrisman. I'm with Tori Magoo 44. That's my YouTube and TikTok name. Tori Magoo 44 in honor of my father, Paul Chrisman, who played for the Chicago Cardinals. And my nickname for him, then he broadcast with Kurt Gowdy in the 60s. And because he was so funny, and even though he was broadcasting football, I called him Mr. Magoo. And here's his his rookie card that somebody sent me. He's in the Football Hall of Fame for American Football Hall of Fame. Long time ago. Hey, this, that, and the other. Hi. Thanks for coming on, you guys. I'm a little bit early. I said I'm going to start at 8, but Mark came on, so I thought, all right, what the heck? So how have you two been? What's new with you? Hey, June, how are you? Thank you for the hearts. Very nice. I like it. Kelly is helping me find a new place to do our videos, just so you guys know. Because, it's $53 a month with StreamYard for me. It isn't for everyone, but it is for me. I don't know why. But anyway, that's a lot of money. So this way, hi, Sieglin. This way, it's much less money. I think it's free for a couple of months, and then it's $16 a month, which is no problem. But 53, that's a chunk for me. So anyway, she's helping me get that set up, and we were just doing that, but it got too complicated, and we both said, let's do it tomorrow. Because she's very thoughtful. She was like, are you going on at 8? And I said, yeah. So then we decided, all right, we'll just finish it tomorrow. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how we like it. But anything will be better than $53 a month for me. And how are you all? What's new with you? Tell me something. Hey, Moose on the Loose. Hi. You have something to share with us. You don't have to, but he's got some exciting news. It's an exciting time. There's a lot of weird stuff happening. It's certainly in America, but overall, like Andreas said, this is topic tonight is how one person saved my life, which is Andreas Heldeland. And he unfortunately got an aneurysm or a brain tumor. And when he told me that, he had 2 years to live. And, he was only in his 50s. I was like, Andreas, this is not fair. I was like really sad. And he said, don't be sad. I'm a lucky guy. And I thought, that's Andreas. He's the only person I've ever heard who knew he had 2 years to live and said, I'm a lucky guy. I said, really? You're a lucky guy? And he goes, yeah, I've had a great life. I'm happy. I've had a really good life. And there you go. So life rolls on. I always used to write on my post, life rolls on, don't miss it. Because a lot of people do miss their life, oddly enough. They're so busy either worrying about the past or worrying about bills coming up or other problems. And so they miss today, and so I always tell people, remember, don't forget today, because today is a very important day for all of us, because it's today and we're alive and we're above the ground. For people my age, I always tease them about that. I go, well, you're still above the ground. I know, June, it really is. And it's something to pass on because people forget it. They really do. 49ers for life. Hello. How is everyone doing? I'm asking the same thing. How are you doing? How's life in the world of 49ers for life? Well, I'm glad you guys are here. It doesn't start until 8, one more minute, and then I'm going to start. For anyone new who's happens to be lurking, I was in Scientology for 30 years. I woke up in 2000 and I escaped out and I was chased across the country. I wasn't going to speak out, but then Scientology just kept picking on me, and I was like, okay, I have free speech too. And there you go. I'm terrified of death, and to hear you joke about it openly inspires me. Okay, good. Yeah, don't be terrified of it. It's just another transformation. That's my view. It's like you move on, and this is my hope, is that all of your friends, and maybe you're young enough you haven't lost that many friends, but when you get to be my age, we've lost a lot of people, especially if you were in Scientology, because a lot of people die in Scientology. But a lot of good friends, even out of Scientology, have passed on. And my view is that, when you finally do pass on, you get to meet all those people. Because I think that's true. Now, whether it is or not, I don't know, but I think so. I really do. I hope so. Because I miss all those people, even my mom and my dad and my grandfather. And, there's a lot of people that, you lose over your life. And it'd be fun to run into them again, wouldn't it? But I really believe death should not be frightened or feared. Yes, I'll share more when I feel like I can, but it's fun news. Yeah, it is, Moose on the Loose. It is. I love that picture. He sent me a picture of him when he first saw a moose, and it was really cool. It's really amazing. I don't think I've ever seen a moose in real life, live. And that is pretty wild. Hi, Kelly. Hello. Good to see you. Okay, so it's 8:01, so I'm wishing you all a wonderful day and night, and tomorrow for people from another country. Thank you, Moose on the Loose. Tonight, the topic is Scientology, how one person saved my life. And that's Andreas who was never in Scientology, but he created www.xenu.net, xenu.net, or Operation Clambake, as he called it. What happened, I asked him, I said, how did you get into this? Because if you go look at xenu.net, it's huge. And it was even in 2000, which is when I escaped out, it was pretty big. And I thought, well, how did he get into this? And he said, well, I read the paper. This is back when they had papers. And he said, I read about a Norwegian getting sued by a church. And I thought, what church would sue a Norwegian? So he read about Scientology suing this person. And so then he looked into it, and he was a computer geek. So he looked all over the internet, and he said, I found Scientology stuff, how wonderful it is, and all their pitching. And then I found these horror stories all around the internet, but none of them in one place. And because he knows computers and he knows how to create a website, he created www.xenu.net, which back then, this was in the 90s, and they were so terrified of Xenu, the name, getting out, that they asked people like me, I only did it one time, but they asked me to go down and check out all of the transcripts from that day, from that courthouse, and sit on them all day so the attorneys from Scientology or from the other side couldn't get them. That's what they were afraid of, is that, no, I think they were afraid of, anyway, they were afraid that, the other side would get the transcripts and that would say Xenu, and then the word would be out, which now, of course, everybody knows it, and there's been jokes about it, and comedians goof around about it, and it's pretty well known. But anyway, he started that site, and I had seen it because my auditor, Bill Yachty, had asked me to do these things I've told you guys about. And so while popping around the internet, I saw his website. I didn't read it, but I was scared of it. And I called up OSA and I said, have you seen this website? And they said, Yeah, we know about it. We're working on it. So that was it. And then they basically, in a short amount of time, threw me under the bus. Because once I looked and saw what they were doing with these phony accounts they were asking me to open, which were email accounts that he was using. My auditor, Bill Yachty, was using. He's in the morning, he worked with OSA. The afternoon, he was an auditor and a CS, meaning a case supervisor. And then at night, way late at night, he would be back as working on the internet regarding OSA. So he said to me, look, you've got to help us. And I said, well, what do you need? And he said, I need you to open this account. And I've told this story 1,000 times. But anyway, I went and opened the account, and I came back and he had a grin a mile long. And he was like, oh my God, you've just changed the history of the internet. And I said, Bill, how can I change the history of the internet when I don't even know what it is? Because I really didn't. This was in the 90s, and I really didn't know what it was, or maybe the early 2000s. Hey, Esther. Hi, Dusty Soda. All right. Apologize to you. I said on video that I didn't know Dusty, and then he sent me a picture of us, and I had met you. It's difficult for me when I meet a whole bunch of people, at a protest kind of thing. Unless I really spend some time with someone, it's hard for me to remember who I know and who I don't know. So don't take it personally. It's a common thing with me. I'm bad with names and numbers, both of those. But thank you. I loved your t-shirts. I thought they were fabulous. If anybody hasn't watched Growing Up in Scientology or any of the other videos, I think Marcy made a video about it too. And she's just coming home now, but they are fabulous. I love them. I mean, I think they made the protest. I really do. The protest was great, but those t-shirts were outstanding, Dusty. They really were. And I guess you can get them at his site, Dusty Soda Dispenser, right? That's it. And you can go there and I guess order them. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, tonight I'm talking about Andreas and how he helped me. So anyway, back then they had news groups. They didn't have websites. They had news groups, and they were linear. And Scientology wanted to drive hot topics down and onto the second page because they felt like nobody reads the second page. So I'm going to show you. Well, this is a picture of Andreas and a few other people at one of my parties. I used to have these parties every probably once a month. And these are, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's Andreas on, let's see. There you go. There's Andreas. And that's Dave, and that's Greg. And then over on the other side is Granberry, I think, in there. But anyway, a lot of people used to come. They were really fun. And Andreas came to one of them. And this is him in Norway. It's a picture of him in Norway. He's a really very happy person. And there's one other one I had, but I'll find it. Oh, yeah, here it is. No, this is one of me in Norway. That's like a bomb thing that people during World War II went in to be safe. And he showed me, he gave me a whole tour of Norway. It was fabulous. But, oh, hi, Cher. Thank you, Kelly. I missed her slipping in. So anyway, long story short, back in those days, if you said something on the internet, you type it in, and let's say I want to answer it. Well, in between are these arrows saying, Tori's saying something, Andreas is answering. But I didn't know that. I only knew how to copy paste. So I thought, who needs all these arrows? So I had to erase all the arrows. So Andreas sent me an email, and he said, Magoo, nobody can understand you. You're not formatting. Well, I didn't know what formatting was. So he taught me, and it worked. And I was just amazed. I mean, I really was. It's like, he's an incredible guy. So anyway, I think I've told this story many, many times, but it's kind of neat to see how one person with just a little bit can change someone's life. And the biggest thing on it was the simplest thing, which was he I sent him a little, and this was monumental for me because it's like a high crime in Scientology to talk to an SP. And he had his little, blue link for his email. And I was in my dining room and I looked around like, can anybody see me? And then I clicked on it and I put, Dear Andreas, thank you for helping me, Magoo. That was it. And I hit send. And I thought, oh my God, I felt so overwhelmed, right? And he wrote me back and I thought, oh, it's from Andreas. And I click it open and I thought he was going to say some really nasty stuff because they teach you that that's what they do, which isn't true. And so he wrote back and he put, you're welcome. Best wishes, Andreas Helderland. And he put his full name, his full address, and his full phone number and cell phone number. And that's the thing that I want to teach people. I mean, it's such a little thing, but it was monumental in my life because they were lying, using phony names, phony addresses, all kinds of stuff. They would never talk on the phone to anybody. So to have this guy that's supposed to be the big SP be so transparent, it was outrageous. Now let's see. Lisa McPherson Memorial, December 5th. Okay. 30 years lost, but not forgotten. Mark your calendars. We would love to meet you. Oh, cool. And you're going to have that there, December 5th. December 5th. All right. I'm not saying I'll come because I don't know if I can, but we'll probably do one here too. That's what we did for the anonymous one. Tori, you are the best at being trusted with hearts. Well, thank you. I like that. At Flag. Yeah, you're going to be at Flag. I got it. Definitely. All right, now let me thank you, Kelly, for putting these pictures here. I think if I put them up, there we go. There's Andreas and I. Aw, I miss you. I really do. What a sweetheart. And this is us earlier. This is Andreas and I were both much heavier. And so was Bunky. He was heavy too. We were all three. And this is Jason Begay. So here you can see both of us lost a bunch of weight. We're much thinner. Now how do I get back to there we go. Thank you. I didn't know quite how to do that. Okay, so 49er is so true. I always respect how Tori realizes her beliefs were total bullshit and it never took her smile away. I know. Academics flew in and interviewed me. They said, you're the first happy ex-cult member we've ever met. And we've interviewed thousands of people. But it's amazing. And that's from my mom. It really is. She raised me that way. And so did my dad. But, it was sort of like your view is, your day depends on what you decide in the morning. I just told this to someone the other day and they went, oh, that's so great. But it really was. It was like my mom would say, you can wake up and decide to have a bad day or decide to have a good day. But one of those two is going to happen. And it's up to you to decide. It was really, you don't think about that stuff when you're a little kid, but it was really true. And she said, this isn't it. Just so you know, my dad was a celebrity. They had a really nice house, nice cars. Our life was good, right? And she said, this isn't it, just so you know. And I said, okay, well, what is it? And she said, every day you have to either do something to be grateful for it or go outside and amongst nature and find something that you're grateful for every day. And that I really keep that in. I do. It does really make you happier. All right, now wait, let me see. Thank you, Cher. All right, and thank you, 49ers for life. You've heard many people say that? Cool. Love you. I have to go. I have a good night, Tori and Chad. Thank you, Dusty. Thanks for swinging by. Really, I really appreciate it. And I want to congratulate you again. I mean, way to go. I mean, talk about making a protest jump. I mean, that did it. It was like really good. So please come back again. I'm so happy and thankful you met Andreas. I know he seems like a real cool person. He is Mr. Anonymous. He really is. What did I do with the picture of him? I had a picture of him. Oh, here. Yeah. The other one was he came here and we went to Disneyland. And I'm telling you, you talk about a selfie maniac. Oh, he was so cute. You know, he was on top of the mailbox, you know, wherever he was taking pictures. It was really cute. He's a character. Hey, Dusty. Hi, Astor. Perigean? Did I say it right? Close. So anyway, he helped me all through while he was alive. You know, Scientology paid people to write lies about me for 8 years until Anonymous showed up. That's why I'm so big on Anonymous. It wasn't all of Anonymous. Anonymous is like a pie, and a section of Anonymous, Chinology, took on the Church of Scientology. But they did it. It was like 9,000 people protested in one day around the world. I mean, it was amazing. But to me, it was fabulous. And Andreas really helped me in between then, and Jesse Prince. The two of them were, well, a lot of people helped me, but those two really did, because Jesse would always do the step away from the stove. Because I'd call him up, I'd say, Jesse, I am so mad. And he'd say, okay, listen to me carefully. Step away from the stove. And I talk to him about it. I still always thank him for it, because it's something that'll help me forever. And, you know, Andreas, I could just call and talk to. He was just an amazing person. I told you, I asked him, I don't know if you guys heard this, but I asked him when I first left. And I had a happy marriage. I was married for 26 years, but I never asked my husband this. But I asked Andreas this. I said, could I just come rest in your heart for a while? And he said, sure. So I used to put next to it, IYH, in your heart. And I put it all over the place, all over the internet for a long time. It's sort of my secret thing with Andreas. All right, now let me see. Hey, Dusty. Did Andreas ever get to meet Rinder when Rinder escaped? That's a good question. I really don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But I'm sure if he did, they would have had a very good talk. Andreas was a very compassionate person. And you can see him. He came here and did a protest with us. And Joel Phillips, who used to work for me when I was helping OSA, he was there and said, Joel Phillips, created Religious Freedom Watch, which was their thing that had all these websites and lies about all of the activists. And I said, you're kidding. I just couldn't believe it. But anyway, Andreas and he got in great touch, and they ended up shaking hands at the end, which that's Andreas. It really is. Okay, now I'm sorry, my eyes are really funky. Okay, that's weird. I just said that. What did you just say, Cher? Oh, love the shirts? Yeah. I know those shirts were awesome. They're really cool. And I'm glad we can order them. You can just go to his site and then you can buy them. What a smart idea. About being in someone's heart. Oh, did you say that? No way. I missed it? All right, now let me look. This was share, right? 49ers. Have many people say that? You're the best at being. Oh, with the hearts? Is that what you meant? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't get that. Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty neat for Andreas too. About being in someone's heart. I mean, it was so surprising to me that I said it. And then he said, okay. And it was like every once in a while, I would be like, all right, I'm going to just go sit in Andreas's heart. And he was such a peaceful person and just empathetic. So it was comfortable to be in his heart. Isn't that funny? But I've never, ever asked anyone to do that, ever. I mean, it was really surprising. Hi, Professor Kakan. Can you say, if you're willing, when and how your son got out of Scientology? I don't really want to get into my son. He got out before me. Let's just leave it at that. This isn't a site about him, and he's very happy to have his own life and not have anything to do with this. So I leave it at that. I have to respect him. He got out before me. That's all there is to it. And he was never really in it like I was in it. I was like really in it. He was not at all. And I wasn't really for him either. I went to this one child TR course that this guy, Joe Hawkins, did. Joe Hockman. Yeah. And it was so funky. It was just so wrong. And I just thought, no, I don't want my son doing this. So a lot of things that other parents thought were cool, including the Sea Org, they thought, oh, our kids are running the planet. Isn't that great? And to me, it was like, no, that isn't great. They're supposed to be kids, right? Why are they running the planet? So I didn't particularly appreciate that. When my son joined the Sea Org, he did join the Sea Org only because Gavin Potter, which is why I always say Gavin Potter should be in prison, because Gavin Potter would go to their high school and take kids out of high school and basically reg them to be in the Sea Org. And I knew a few of Justin's friends were getting in it. And one night he called me late and he was really giddy. And I said, are you with Gavin Potter? And he said, yeah. And I said, all right, put him on the phone. And I said, Gavin, you've got 15 minutes to get my son home or I'm going to be calling the police. And that's a high crime in Scientology. You cannot do that. I didn't care. It was over. He's my son. Do you know what I mean? No. That line does not get crossed. He's my son. So Gavin showed up with my son, and I took my son in his room, and I said, do you really want to do this? Because I was very pro the Sea Org, but only if you want to get in it. I saw people who joined because they were regged in it, and they were a mess. They were very unhappy people. So I said to him, do you want to go in the Sea Org? And he said, no. And I said, okay, then you don't have to. That's it. So now the next day comes and they brought his best friend. And his best friend says, the world is coming to an end. Your parents are going to die unless you come with us and help us. And he went. And so my husband and I are in this room and we're both crying. We feel like someone stole our kid. And I said, after crying, I said, okay, that's it. The next day we woke up and I said, we've got to go make sure Justin's okay. And my husband said, we can't. And I said, I can. And I'm going to. And I drove over there and they said, no one's allowed in here. And I said, well, you know what? I am. So what do I have to do to come in? And they said, well, you have to know a Sea Org member. I said, okay, I knew almost all of them, so I grabbed a Sea Org member. They brought me in. I looked over in the corner, and there were all these kids in orange, and my son was all in black. And I said, "You, here." And he came up and he said, "Did you hear the bad news?" And I said, "No, what's the bad news?" And he said, "I don't want to stay here." And I said, "Okay, good. Let's go get your stuff." And we went upstairs and I said, "Get everything because you're not coming back here." And he got everything. We got in the car. We went over to Bridge where Gavin worked. And I said, "Gavin, this was an illegal reg cycle. My son's underage. You took him out of high school. This is not okay. I want it canceled." And he said, "Well, I don't have the authority to do that." And I said, "Well, you find somebody who does, because my son and I are leaving in 15 minutes, and he is not a Sea Org member." So he went and got the head of Bridge, and she came down. I explained what was going on with Gavin recruiting these kids that are underage. And she said, "You're right. He's not." I said, "Okay, I want the contract torn up, and I don't want anyone to call him an ex-Sea Org member because he was never in the Sea Org." She said, "Deal." So there you go. That was his one big stint. All right, now wait, I missed a few things because I was chatting away. I get it. Modcom horror. Okay, Modcom horror. L. Ron Hubbard is really difficult for me to watch. Me too. Speak in interviews. Something about how flappy his lips are. Me too. Same thing. And slobbery looking too. I don't know why. It's just irks me. Me too. From day one. It was like, I didn't even like his photographs. And Sieglin says she gets it. Moose on the Loose is hi, Marcy. Cool. All right. So for whoever was, wonder if Rinder met Andreas, they did talk. Here's an interview with Andreas and Mike and Leah's Fair Game podcast. Good. All right. Thank you, Kelly. Very good. Thank you. Yep, Joe Hockman. That's the name. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Moose. So anyway, life rolls on. Don't miss it. I used to write that all the time. When I'd type something on the internet, I'd write, and remember, life rolls on. Don't miss it. Because people do. They miss it all the time. Look how cute Andreas and I look here. Aww. Really dear person. And he saved my life. So it shows you how one person can totally save someone's life. I mean, I will say, so everyone understands, I had spent 10 years reading books, self-improvement books, because I had massive migraine headaches and OT7 wasn't fixing it. So I started going to bookstores and just looking in self-improvement, health, religion, philosophies, anything. I didn't want to read the Scientology and data, but I just wanted to read something where I could figure out how to handle my headaches. And interestingly enough, a lady who was in Scientology, an internal medicine doctor, showed up, and she slammed this book on the table and she said, "How many of you women have read this book?" And it was called, I always forget it. But anyway, it was a book about premenopause and how a lot of women are in premenopause and they don't know it. Tori has affordable membership packages for everyone's budget, starting at $2.99. Thank you, Kelly. Become a member today. That's good. The Silent Passage. That was it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. That was it, Kelly. The Silent Passage. And it's a great book. If you're a woman, it's a great book. I think even if you're a man, if you're around women, it's a great book because it really does explain what happens. And none of us had read it. And so I was out in the jacuzzi with her, the internal medicine doctor. And I said, I don't get it. I still have my periods and I'm getting these headaches, and I keep track of them in a notebook. So I have every date for 10 years that I've had them. And she said, well, let me look at your notes. And she goes, oh my God. Within seconds, she looks at it and she goes, oh my God, it's when you ovulate. And I said, you're kidding. And she goes, yeah, you're actually in premenopause. So you need estrogen and progesterone. Go back and get the natural kind, and that'll be it. And that was the last migraine headache I ever had. Thank God. But I used to show up at Flag. I'd lock myself in my room if I got one. I'd be like, don't even call me. Don't even think about it. Because that was why she came and said that, because so many women on 7 had physical problems. And Scientology, they're all men. So they're not thinking menopause, premenopause. It's like, and they want to just keep making money. So they just kept people on correction lists and all this stuff. So she was like, no, everybody read this book and figure this out. And almost all of us were like, oh my God, this is it. It was really incredible. Isn't that fun? How one person can change your life. I love that. I really do. Well, thank you, Kelly, for finding that about Mike and Andreas. Can you send me that? Because I would love to hear that. I don't think I heard that myself. Did you ever go on the cruise ship he had, the Free Winds or something? Yeah, I did. I didn't go on it as a member. I went on it because they were trying to recruit. Do you know who Adnan Khashoggi is? Did anybody here know who that is? He's the top arms dealer in the world. And his wife was at Flag getting auditing. But their son did not like that she was getting Scientology. So they tried to recruit my husband to go to Rio de Janeiro. No, it was the Riviera to handle the son. And I said, no, I don't want you doing this. No. And he was like, oh, they'll bring you over. And I said, Harold, I grew up around money. They're not going to bring me over. They're going to get what they want. That's it. And no. So they had him. Normally, when you complete OT7, it takes a long time to complete it. It takes months to get set up to do OT8, and then you go to OT8. They had him completed and set up and off on a ship to the on a plane to the Free Winds in a weekend. It was just like, whoosh, and he was gone. And I was talking to the examiner at Flag, not as an examiner, but just as a person. And I said, this really ticks me off. Now he's at the Free Winds. I can't talk to him. And they said, the guy said, it's only $85 to go to the Bahamas, round trip. So I said, all right, I'm going. So I got a ticket. I went to the Free Winds, and they wouldn't allow me on the ship. I said, you're not allowed. We've got to get medical okay for you. They were always running that kind of crap on me. And, it's amazing to me that I stayed in, but I did because of my friends and my husband. Did you ever? Okay, so hey, Tori, great job sharing pictures on the stream. Hi, chat. That's thanks to Kelly. Hi, chat. Kelly, I hope Wise Beard Man is not jealous about moonlighting with Tori, but he has not been live for a while. He'll be back. He will. He's good. No. Oh. Hey, Y2 Watcher. Can you believe that they wouldn't let me on? I was so pissed. I almost said, and, got and went back. But then I thought it's going to cost you way more money, Tori, than it will if you just go along. So I just went and talked to the taxi cab drivers for a while. And they were way more fun than Scientologists. I was only there for like a week trying to talk to Harold, if that. And they try to pretend like they're a cruise ship. So they have things that they do every day. For the Free Winds cruise trip for today, we are going to the Berry Islands. And so I'd be down there waiting to go get on the ship. And I'd get on this little boat. and they boat me over to the Berry Islands. I was the only one there. I get off. The Berry Islands looks like South Pacific. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, it's just this beautiful island with nothing, right? Except right in the corner is a little kiosk, and they're all huddled around it listening to CNN. I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my God, they're on this beautiful island and they're listening to CNN. But anyway, I had a lot of fun. I really did. I liked all the things that I went to. It's good to see you, YouTube watcher. Hey, YouTube watcher, Kelly says, Mark is okay. He's been driving a lot, Uber, and that is taking up a bit of his time. Yeah. I hope Mark was the one to pick me up for the airport. Oh, that's good. Oh, you were hoping he was. Hi, Marcy. Welcome back. It was fun to see you there. I meant to go to the airport. I had hoped he would be able to get out there, Marcy. I know that would have been so awesome. I looked for him. Yeah, that would have been fun. Probably, if you ever do it again, you have to set it up with him ahead of time. That's what I think. I know that would have been so awesome. Aww. Well, I'm glad you went. It looked like you had a really fun time. Hi, Martha. Good to see you. Come to get OTA. Leave with mesothelioma. Join the free wins today. Yeah, and asbestos poisoning. Let's not forget that. Hey, Martha. Thanks. Had a great time. Good. Yeah, it looked like you did. I didn't get to see if you went out to the beach. Did you get to go out to the beach, Marcy? I know you were planning on it. Should we show pictures? Yeah, sure. If it's okay with Marcy, of course. Yeah. How many people? Don't show her doing that fan dancing, though. How many people are living in the Scientology building that you can see on Fountain? I have no idea. I really don't. Mesothelioma is asbestos disease. Oh, okay. The one with the big sign. Oh, the one with the big sign. I don't know how many there either. I really don't. I've been out for 25 years, so I really don't have a take on that. But I don't think it's tons because there aren't that many people in it. Oh, you got to the beach, went into the ocean. Isn't it wonderful? That's one thing about the Gulf of Mexico, which is where Clearwater's on. It's so warm and cozy. I like it. Some people really love cold water, but I love that. Don't show me doing anything weird. Sieglin, by the way, Tori, I'm actually a guy. You're kidding. I know my name is unusual. It's an honor of a New Orleans. Oh, it's in honor of a New Orleans musician who unfortunately passed away before I got a chance to see him. Snooks Eaglin. Ah, he has videos on YouTube. Ah, that's so sweet. Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, somehow I thought you were a girl. It's usually the opposite where I think people are guys. Well, I think that was it. And I thought you were no, let's see. You are a guy, right? No, wait. I got to go back and read that. I'm actually a guy. Okay, so you are a guy. Did I think you were a girl? I think I did. But anyway, I'm glad you told me that. Okay, I won't show the naked tabletop dancing. Oh, come on, just one. It's not that big a deal. Hey, hope you're doing well. Thank you. We Oh, we super genius. Okay, thank you. Martha Simmons. Hey, Tori, question. Tori, what is the name of the color purple you have in your hair? What is the process to get it done? Uh, I live in the Gulf of Mexico, not in the Gulf of America. At a girl. I don't know. My hairdresser does it. Well, that's right. I forgot to show you guys because he just did it. It's really dark when it first gets done. See, purple. It's very dark purple when he first does it, and then as I wash it, it kind of fades. And so a lot of people think I have pink in my hair because by the end it fades, but I don't. It's always purple. There you go. But then I tuck it behind my ears. And last night I went to a movie. I went to Rooftop Guy, I think is the name of it. It was good. I really liked it. And then it was my friend Andrew Crane, his birthday was yesterday. So we went to dinner. I gotta go chaperoning hunters in these woods tonight. Ooh, be careful, Cher. That sounds spooky. What do you do to chaperone hunters? You got to fill us in on that. Your hair looks great. Thank you, Marcy. I need to get some water. Oh, okay. What's up, Seaglin? New Orleans is my home base. Tori, you have the best hair. I know. Thank you. It's from my mom. Truthfully, when she died, her hair was still so thick. It was sort of ghoulish, but I wanted to cut some of it because I just thought I love her hair, and I almost cut it, and I thought, no, I just don't think so. No, so I didn't. But I know I always think of her and thank her when people say I love your hair because it's because of her. I'm a hog hunting guide. Wow. What does that mean? You've got to take pictures, Cher, and bring them back and show them to us. I mean it. I'm serious. Hey, JB808. Hi, welcome. Drunken tabletop dancing loaded. Thank you, Kelly. All right, here's one. Let's see if this is. That's not the drunken tabletop. Marcy's going to show us some of her boar hunting. Wow. Aloha, JB. Aloha. Good to see you. Kelly BC doing, I don't think anyone saw me. I see everything, Kelly says. Kelly, have to show the pictures. I can't do it. Come on, Kelly, do it. We want to see him. Do it, do it, do it. It's like in the process when they always, I have to catch up. But we'll replay once your live is over. Yeah. I mostly am talking about Andreas, how I met him and how he changed my life. And, just what a wonderful guy he was. He was a person who found out he had a brain tumor. And he had 2 years to live. And when I heard that, I was like, you're kidding. I was so sad. And he said, don't be sad. Don't be sad. I'm a lucky guy. And I said, you're a lucky guy? I mean, I had to really change how I thought. And I realized he's right. He said, look, I've lived a really good life. I'm a happy man. And yes, I'm going to die peacefully. And I thought, oh, that's Andreas. You should be able to see them in StreamYard, Tori. Okay. Ooh. Now, who is this? Is that Dusty? I've always remembered in your heart. I know. We were just talking about it. It's so great. It's so great. And it's also so amazing. I mean, I had a really happy marriage. I was married 26 years, but it never entered my mind to ask my husband if I could sit in his heart. It just never entered my mind. But I also wasn't in such a tormented place, after leaving. It was just like, I had no idea it was going to be as weird as it was. And for people lurking, don't stay in because you think it's going to be weird, because it is weird. There's just no question. They are weird, and that's it. But they have no power over you. And that's the thing you have to know, because once you realize they really don't have any power, they don't. Their power is in trying to terrify people. And once that doesn't work, there you go. So that's all they are. They just try to terrify people, and they do a good job of it. I mean, media were afraid of them until Anonymous showed up. Marcy, I hope you have a great time. You had a great time. Are you back home? She is back home, and she did have a great time. I did have a great time, and yes, got home earlier this evening. Thanks for coming on, Marcy. Aww. I'm really glad you had a good time. I knew you would, but she met Tom Cruise and David Miscavige, right? Oh, fun. What a riot. How did he get that thing of Tom Cruise? Awesome. Aw, cute. Happy girls. It looked like a great protest. I mean, I loved those T-shirts. I really did. And the cake, that was fabulous. And it was funny that they dropped it at the end because nobody wanted to take it home. Yeah. Someone gave Tom Cruise to Aaron. Oh, really? Someone gave him that? Wow. That's cool. Feral Cheryl. Okay. I wonder how she got it made up. She's the best. All right. Dusty didn't get a piece of cake. Oh. Went to get some and it was all gone on the ground. That's always a bummer. Especially because Aaron sounded like, and Aaron said, I'm not really into sugar, but this is delicious. All right. That video of them trying to get that person at the airport to come back with them, the one where they have the video cameras grinning and repeating, "What are your crimes?" Video is creepy. I'm not sure if I saw that one. Is that one from this protest or from an old one? Yeah. She's a cool person. Be right back. All right. I remember when Bunker and I went to London, Anonymous flew us over there to protest with them. And I swear to God, we would protest and we were fine because we were all protesting. But then at night, they would go into these pubs, and A, they were really loud. B, already they were using all these lingo that we didn't know what it meant. And they also had kind of these Cockney accents that were really hard to understand. And I would look at Bunky and I would go like, what? And he'd go, I don't know. Neither of us knew. It was really funny. It sounds like an old Marty Rathbun video. Oh, it's from the 90s. Wow, that's a long time ago. I saw that video, but I forgot who was in it. Yeah, I think it was a bunch of OSA people. Luckily, I wasn't in it. They would always call me to do stuff. We need you to come down here. The weird thing was they always knew the exact time and where the critics were going to meet for lunch. They would say they're meeting at the Sizzler at 12:15, and then they're going to protest at 1:30. And I'd be like, how do you know this? And obviously they have somebody that's a plant amongst the group, and they fill them in. But it's very weird here, at least for me. I think it would be for most people. She took care of me when I came to Clearwater for a few days. Ah. It was like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something. That's how they are. It's weird. Wow, Tori, you have some great stories to tell. Well, thank you. After being in it for 30 years and being public, being Sea Org, being staff, worked at Narconon for a little while, helped Way to Happiness for a little while. I've kind of been at all their different stuff. I have a little bit of stuff about everything. And I'm a trained auditor and I'm OT7. So, I have a lot of stories. I do, because you would if you did all that stuff. Let's see, Sieglin, who's a guy, I just found out. I think you said you're a guy. Or did you say you're a girl? You're not a guy. Now, anyway, I forget. Wow. Okay. Ironic that the Scientologists would ask low-abiding citizens, what are your crimes? Oh, they'll ask anybody that. They don't care. That's Hubbard's thing. It was like if they're doing anything bad, find out what are their crimes, what are their overts, and just keep repeating that. And they do. It's stupid. I never did. I never did it. I never did that. And a lot of times I'd get them to go home. And OSA would call me in and they'd say, what did you do? And I'd say, I just went out and talked to them. They're people. They're just people like you and me. It's just they have a different view than you and I do. But that's all. But you treat them like they're garbage. And so they stay all day. It's like any bully. Okay, you want to bully me? I'm here. We're staying. If you're kind to them and you kind of talk to them like real people, and you say, you know what, we're having a party and this is just really distracting. I know you guys want to protest, but can you come another day? Because we've got a lot of kids here today. And I just don't think it's a good thing. And a lot of times they roll up the Xenu.net. They had this big leather Xenu.net sign and they roll it up and take the signs and say, let's go home. They'd be like, yes. It's good. For me, it was good because that was, I wanted them to go home, because when you're in, it doesn't communicate. It's not like, oh, Xenu.net, I better go home and look that up on my computer. No. And they've brainwashed you that it's really bad, scary stuff that's filled with lies. Don't ever look at it. So you're like, oh, okay. Got to hear your Cockney accent when you were Margaret. I didn't have a Cockney accent then. I had an English-British accent. Get it together, J.B. Ada White. That was the funny thing, because then I'd get mad at Bunker and I'd go back to my regular way of talking. Bunker was a riot. My favorite Bunker video, besides Magoo dancing in Boston, is the one where he's following Mary DeMoss. And he just keeps going around in circles. And she's like, why are you going in circles? Why are you going in circles? And he just keeps filming and quietly filming. And then he puts on this whole, it's kind of like a circuit music. It's really funny. It's really funny. Marcy go merry-go-round. Yeah, yeah, the merry-go-round music. That's right. It's funny, really funny to see, and especially because she didn't get it. But she was sort of witchy. She was. I don't think I was ever that way. I might have been, but not. I certainly wasn't known for that. Wasn't the way I was raised. You can catch more. What is it? You can catch more bees with honey than you can with a fly swatter. I forget. I forget. It's something like that. Tori, it seems that public are not supposed to really become friends and discuss anything personal with public Scientologists. Not true. However, you become friends with many SO like Nancy and Spanky. Well, I wasn't really, I was friends with Nancy because we got our nails done at the same place. And we I don't know, I just had known her a long time. I became friends with Spanky again after I left Scientology. I didn't really hang with her while I was in Scientology because she left really early. So she left, I think, 15 years before me. What is Musa Malou saying? Ooh, I just thought Bunker, excuse me, as Sweeney, Todd, and Magoo as Miss Lovett. Okay, Tori, it seems that the public are not supposed to really become friends. No, no, no. The public are friends a lot. It's just you're not supposed to ever talk about anything negative about Scientology. That's the thing. But you can be friends and talk all you want. We had a lot of good talk. But I was friends with the SO because I liked them. I liked a lot of the people. I was both public and Sea Org. I had, good friends that were both. I mean, John, who lived here for 7 years, was in the Sea Org for quite a while. His wife was my best friend who stayed in, just like Harold stayed in. So there you go. But John lived here until he passed away. You'll catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. That's it. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for that, Modcom Horror. You'll catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. That's it. I'm going to write it down because I keep forgetting it. Yeah. That's so true, though, huh? That's why I always tell people when they yell at Scientologists, because remember, they sent me out as a Scientologist to go handle critics that were yelling at me. I never heard anything they said, not anything. It was just like plexiglass. It'd bounce off. That was it. Hey, Tori, how are you? Hi, Lapisha. I'm good. Thank you. Well, it must be unusual, Marcy, to be back. She was super antagonistic. I wouldn't be surprised if Osa told her to take it down a few notches. Yeah, because I wrote it up. I wrote her up to RTC because they said some stuff I didn't want. And I said, she keeps talking about it. I'm going to the media. That's it. And they got rid of her. Did you get in trouble for being friendly with the secret? No. Why would I get in trouble for that? No. I think there's a lot of misinformation about the Sea Org public. First of all, most people think everyone in Scientology is Sea Org, and that's not true. It's like 30% are Sea Org, and the rest are public, which is a lot of people. Now, how active are all of the public? It depends on the people. But no, I never got in trouble for for being friendly with the Sea Org members. It's She was okay. And she, you mean Mary DeMoss, right? Yeah, she was pretty antagonistic. You can catch more flies with honey. Thank you. Hey, hey, how are you? Hi, Lapisha. Thanks for coming by. Marcy. Ooh, look at all the hearts, Lauren. Thank you. Hey, Lapisha. Everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. Interesting point of friendship is talking about good times and troubles, but probably COS's requirement to write a KR on each other. One cannot be completely honest with members, public, staff, or Sea Org. Well, it's sort of like with mind control, you tend to turn that off. It's like I always called it the closet. And if I had a thought like, well, now wait a minute, this doesn't add up, I would think, all right, Tori, just put it in the closet. You can think about it tomorrow, but not today. And then that's it. And then you go about your business. So there was a lot of things that were in the closet. And that's thus, see, Scientology should have known that because they knew I talk a lot. I communicate, I believe in communication, and they should have known that and known that I have a lot of material. It's not like, let's see, she only knows a few things. No, I know a lot of things. I don't think they knew how much Leah knew, how many fans Leah had, which is monumental. I certainly didn't. I never even knew Leah when I was in. And I don't think they knew I don't think they added up how many different places I had been in Scientology over 30 years and how they're, putting me in these different situations was going to come back to them. That's exactly what's happened. If they hadn't asked me to do all those things, I wouldn't be telling you about it. All right, JB808. I wish you could play the videos. Oh, should Scientologists say, yeah, featuring a who's who of the anti-social, anti-Scientology world, Bunky, Jenna, etc. That was a hilarious video. How did it come about? A guy named Tiziano made it, and he just invited different people to be on it, and I was one of them. But you guys can go Google it. It's just shit Scientologists say to each other, and I think there's two of them. One shit Scientologists say to each other, and the other one is let me just see if I can find it. Just a second. Okay, what are the two videos Tiziano made about Scientology? Shit Scientologists say about each other, and what's the other one? Scientology's really spammed this thing. It's amazing. I was talking to a lady I'm not even going to say it, but they really have. Scientologist Tiziano. Okay, Tiziano Louis, Lugli. Okay, and let's see if they've got what he has. He's a singer. Uh-huh. Well, anyway, I'll have to look it up, but I know that they're on it. Shit Scientologists say to normal people. That's one. And shit Scientologists say to each other. That's what it is. They're funny. They're really funny. You can Google them and look at them. They're really funny. Oh, there you go. Kelly already got them. Way to go, Kelly. Be of y'all. JB808. Yeah, shit Scientologists say to normal people. They're very funny. when they came out, it was like, oh my God, we laughed. They're really good. They really are. All right. Well, anyway, I hadn't seen those before. I'll have to watch them after. Yeah, definitely watch them because they're very funny. They are, and they're short. They're short. They're not long videos that you have to watch, but they're worth it. They really are. If I knew how to put them on my YouTube site, I would, because I really think they're worth it. I just don't know how to do that. Maybe, Kelly, you can help me figure it out. All right, you cats. Well, we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. And so, okay, good. Do you want to show it now? Yeah, let's show one of them now. I don't know how to do that. Do you know how? Okay, Kelly's setting it up. All right. Ooh, nice. Now, should I hit play or you hit play? Ah, there we go.
You're being J and D.
Stop being so J and D.
Are you doing your A to J?
Hey, I'm getting out of 90 on my TD.
That's great.
Is he a Scientologist?
Will you sign my liability?
I just had a huge cognition.
Fun. He's like totally my ideal scene.
Just make it go right.
I totally got it.
I totally got it.
I know he's your agent, but maybe you should look at his tone level. He's gay. He has to be 1-1.
No, he just has a lot of black PR from the internet.
That's very well done. Something can be done about it.
Constant vigilance and willingness to fight back.
And a really cool horse.
I'm working on my IAS Excalibur Patron Meritorious with honor and valor.
Will it be cash? Check.
Vinu? Who's that?
Well, have a look.
Oh my god, I'm so overstimulated.
I don't want to hear it. Doesn't say that.
No, we don't believe in aliens.
I think he re-stimulated an SP for my whole track.
People are like, so have you met an SP?
He is so in theta.
What's in theta?
This is a theta. This is so in theta.
This is so in theta.
This is so in theta.
This is so in theta.
That's in theta.
There's nothing in theta here, right?
I'm out in.
Thank you.
I'm on ethics. That's great. I'm out of money.
You pulled it in.
Did you get your CSW approved?
I'd like to indicate the incident happened 75,334,014 months, 3 days, 4 hours, and 10 seconds ago.
Stop 2D flowing me.
It's the greatest good for the greatest number of dynamics.
Join staff. It's only a billion years.
Are you guys coming to graduation?
Are you guys coming to the event tonight?
Did you guys buy the new release?
Have you seen what it's like out there in the WOG world? I just blew so much charge.
Where are you on the bridge?
Wait until you get clear. Wait until you do the OT levels.
Wait until you get on the level.
Don't give me verbal tech. Show me the reference.
You're just being reasonable.
You should totally write a KR on that.
Just cut the comm line.
Just make it go right. Get your ethics in.
Are you gonna get back in good standing? You're having a silent birth, right?
KSW. When I read that policy for you.
I'm so interpolated right now.
Perfect, Kelly. Thank you. Now you want to show the other one? Is this the other one? I think the other one is, should Scientologists say to normal people? Yeah.
Welcome to the Church of Scientology. Please come in.
Come in and take a free tour.
No one will tell you what's wrong with you. You will just know.
All of that for just a nominal fee.
In Scientology, we welcome all people from all walks of life.
Whether you're Christian,
Jew, Baptist, Buddhist.
Or baby Jesus.
If you're from the Nation of Islam or Minister Farrakhan,
it doesn't matter.
we draw no lines.
Just read a book.
You read it and you go, wow.
John Travolta is not gay. And Tom Cruise is definitely not gay.
Of course it's not a cult.
No, it's not a cult.
Your eternity is at stake.
Come in on how to get cast for the part.
Come in and find out how to get into voiceover.
Have you heard about Dianetics?
It will answer every question you've ever had in your life.
You should just come in and find out for yourself.
It helped me be a better me so I could finally be what they wanted me to be.
What is true for you is true for you.
Truth is what you make it.
So in Scientology, we make our own truths.
What are you going to do? You're going to believe the media?
You're going to believe the newspapers?
The BBC?
Anderson Cooper?
The internet?
You're going to believe a cartoon like South Park?
The St. Pete Times?
You're going to believe the New Yorker?
Your own eyes?
You know they're all getting paid by the big pharmaceutical companies.
Everybody knows that the psychiatrists were behind the Holocaust, not the Nazis.
Oh, that's just another example of how the internet twists things and exaggerates.
We are facing a new era of expansion for Scientology.
There's actually 17 billion Scientologists on planet Earth.
We actually open a new church of Scientology every 3 seconds. One just opened right now. And another one.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing as disconnection.
We're there at every natural disaster from 9/11 to the tsunami.
We're like at every natural disaster that occurs, like Katrina.
We're always there at the front line
Distributing pamphlets.
and giving weird massages.
That there is a way to communicate properly.
and making sure they never go past a misunderstood word.
Lund Hopper didn't die. He willingly discarded his own body because it became an impediment to the research that he had to now do outside the confines of his own body. And obviously to travel to Target too.
I don't really have anything to say. I'm just here to fill in for the lack of my demographic.
Really good. Thank you, Kelly, for putting those up. Thank you. They're really fun to see. Yeah, they were great. Well, on that note, I think we'll end it off. But thank you all for coming. Thank you, Kelly, for helping us see those. That was really good. Those came out, yeah, I think he said 2012. It was a while ago, but they were fabulous when they came out. And it was after Tom Cruise did his whole thing of like, oh, if I maybe one day I'll meet an SP. And I love the way Tiziano makes fun of him. Know if any of these people are out of Scientology? All of them are. All the people that were in that video are out. Every single one of them. The room seems so much brighter now. I know. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you, Kelly, for being the best. And thank you, Tori. Thank you all. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Marcy. Thank you, Sieglin. Thank you, Professor Kakan. Thank you, every single person here. JB808. All of you. I really, really am happy that you were here. And you got to see that. That was Y2 Watcher, Lapisha. And if anybody missed it, hopefully you can see it on the replay because it's really good. Moose on the Loose. Fun group of people. Good group of people. Okay, so Sieglin, just so I have this great. You said, just so you know, you are a guy, I think, right? Is that right? If it isn't, correct me. But anyway, thank all of you for coming on. It was really fun. And Marcy, I'm glad you're back. Cute. Look at your little things. Very cute. Moose on the Loose. California Dreaming. All right. A Voice Down Under. I'm a male person. Yes. An actual name is Keith. Oh, okay. All right. Now I got it, I think. I'll try. I do think I thought you were a girl, though. I don't know why. Because some people I think are guys and they're girls, and some people are girls and I think they're guys. I don't know. I have no idea. But I love all of you, so that's all that matters. And I really thank you for coming by. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of the week. Today is Monday, so I'm going to be on Wednesday. Right? Is today Monday? I hope it is. I think it is. And aloha, JB808. You enjoy Hawaii. Oh my God. Enjoy it. Yeah, it's Monday. Thank you. All right, so I'll be on Wednesday. And if anybody has anything that they would like me to talk about, which I want to thank Kelly because she thought of this idea, and I really appreciate it. Please send me a note, preferably via Facebook private message or texting. And if you want to text it, here's my texting number. Here it is. There it is. You can text me to that number, and I get it all day long. And so if you have an idea, I would appreciate it, or anything you'd like to hear about. Even if you've heard it before or not, I don't care. Just let me know. All right. Peace out. I love you guys. And I'm going to hit the end stream. So end stream. Thank you, Kelly, again. And thank you, Marcy. And welcome back. All right. Bye, you guys. Good night.